Hello APUSH students, and welcome to another edition of APUSH Today. My name is Jocelyn Tang, and I am a San Marino High School 11th grader currently enrolled in Mr. Peter Picconi's AP US History course. San Marino High School is a small nationally acclaimed high school not far from the home of the Los Angeles Lakers, and in today's video, we will be exploring APUSH Topic 4.5, Market Revolution Industrialization. You may be asking, what will you need to know specifically about this topic? Well, the answer to that question can be found in what's called the APUSH Course and Exam Description Learning Objective, now appearing on the slide before you. In other words, by the end of this video, and especially for the May APUSH exam, you will need to be able to explain the causes and effects of the innovations in technology, agriculture, and commerce that took place as a result of the market revolution. But before beginning my presentation on topic 4.5 and the related learning objective, I want to take a second and describe how I plan to proceed. First, I'm going to describe what the market revolution was. Then, I'm going to describe some background relating to the market revolution, focusing primarily on the factors leading up to it. Then, I'll describe the market revolution in detail. I'll wrap up with a few short-term and long-term effects of industrialization before closing out with a story related to our topic. Let's start. In a nutshell, the market revolution was a cultural and economic revolution that changed commerce, aka the marketplace, as we knew it. The specific start date of the market revolution remains up for debate, but for our purposes, we're going to side with those who say that the market revolution generally started in the early 1800s, with this revolution having been mainly triggered by rapid improvements in transportation and communication, a growing demand and employment in factory jobs, and the production of goods for a cash market. Having described what the market revolution was in a couple of sentences and the factors that led up to it, it's time for us to answer the question. What were the causes and effects of the innovations in technology, agriculture, and commerce that took place during this revolution? Let's get started. Prior to the market revolution, most families lived and worked on farms alongside their own families, farming and working with the goal of subsistence in mind. Only a small portion of the population were merchants who traded tobacco, timber, and food items. Most families would raise their own food, spin their own wool, and trade with their neighbors for what they could not provide for themselves. In regards to traveling, most people would travel on foot or with the aid of an animal. A great advancement in transportation and technology led to the industrialization and allowed for the selling and buying of goods in a distant market. This marks a stark contrast as people previously only sold small amounts of goods to local markets. Transportational advancement affected waterways, roads, and railroads. An improvement in transportation was crucial as more and more people traveled further and lived in the West. A wide-scale industrial growth then spread around the U.S. because of this transportational advancement. With industrialization, many factors for large-scale product production arose. They produced many different products, including iron and steel products, boots and shoes, textiles and paper, and packaged food. In addition to this, new innovations were created which included the steam-powered engine by Robert Fulton, cotton gin by Eli Whitney, and the spinning jenny by James Hargreaves. Machines, in turn, took the place of hand labor in order to increase production capacity and quicken the time necessary to produce goods. This accelerated the American economy, making profound changes to both U.S. society and national and regional identities. For one, many women left life on the farm to work at these newly developed factories as wage labor was introduced. Wage labor was where factories set up exact working hours where people would be paid based on the clock. This changed the source of income people relied on. Families also slowly ditched the old method of farming and instead supported themselves by producing goods for distant markets. Gender and family roles in households were also shifted. Many young girls left farms to work in factories such as Lowell's textile mills. With women taking the opportunity to work and earn money, it challenged the traditional patriarchal family. This large change in the society led to an increase in the standards of living for some families, but also led to a large growing lower class. Moving on to short-term effects of the market revolution, industrialization and the market revolution led to some short-term effects that affected the way of living for most of the U.S. population. Boom and bust cycles were one short-term effect of the rapid growth of the economy. Boom cycles were when the economy grew and there were many jobs allowing investors to make more money. However, with the bust period, the economy shrinks, people lose jobs, and investors lose money. Another short-term effect was the rise of democratic and individualistic beliefs, the response to rationalism, and changes to society causing the Second Great Awakening. It is believed the large amount of change happening at the time in markets and the increasingly confusing world led people to turn to religion. Thus, the market revolution not only led to greater transportation and innovations, but also influenced reforms and religious movements that were crucial at the time and are reflected today. In contrast, here's a brief overview of the long-term effects of the market revolution. The first one clearly being the shift away from subsistence agriculture as agriculture became commercialized. This established the foundation for the way we currently produce goods. Additionally, the shift in gender and family roles was a significant long-term effect, and the conversion to more public spheres initiated several reform movements. Many women fought for greater access to political and educational opportunities. They also protested working conditions, eventually initiating the labor movement. Now that you grasp a reality detailing understanding of this topic, I'd like to mention a fun story relating to our topic, and that story is none other than the story of Samuel Slater, pictured here. Samuel Slater was an Englishman who was later known as the father of the American factory system. He worked in a textile mill in Britain, which allowed him to have the first-hand access to key information about cotton manufacturing. At this time, a British law was set in place, which made it illegal to export drawings of textile machinery. Slater was able to find a loophole through this law. Through his many years of work in the textile industry, he was able to memorize the exact parts and how the textile looms worked. With this knowledge, he immigrated to America, where he began to build textile mills from memory, revolutionizing the textile industry and paving the way for industrialization. In conclusion, the market revolution had many lasting impacts on the way our society and ways of living are structured today, and having taken this all in, you are now fully prepared to answer the question, how and why was the market revolution a cultural and economic revolution that changed commerce as we once knew it? And with that said, today's episode of AP Daily Knockoff comes to an end. It's been an honor and a pleasure, though I can't take full credit for this work. My friends and fellow SMHS juniors, Aurelia Lau and Alexa Hugh, have helped tremendously in this effort. Other than that, I just want to say thanks for watching. Best of luck on this year's exam and stay healthy. This is Jocelyn Tang wishing you all a great Titan day and now signing off.